Welcome guys to my YouTube channel. So I am starting a new chapter, a new kind of series. So I'll be sharing with you guys a day in my life. This is me, unscripted, unfiltered, not hiding anything, just being real out here. So today I'll be sharing with you my full story, my background, how things have been. And as we do that, we will be preparing lunch. But before that, let me give you a small house tour. So what will we be having for lunch? This is a typical Kenyan comrade food. Most of the people in universities are having this food. And today I'll be preparing ugali, because I'm a Luya, ugali, sukuma wiki, and some eggs here. And the recipe is very, very good, and I'll show you how I'm going to make it. So let's get into the kitchen.
So some of you might be wondering, who is a mystic? Because this is the life of a mystic. So a mystic is basically someone who seeks a direct personal experience of the divine, spiritual truth, or a deeper reality beyond the physical world. So mystics often focus on inner experiences like meditation, mindfulness, and basically searching for greater meaning than themselves. So that is simply what a mystic means. We can also say that a mystic is simply a person who has had an awakening. They are an awakened soul, and they are people who seek spiritual enlightenment. This simply means that a mystic is someone who has come to the understanding that this physical world, this material world, is not the underlying ultimate reality. It is just a form of an illusion, right? An illusion does not really mean that something is not real. It simply means that there is much more to it than what actually meets the eye. And that is what is true about this reality. If you study quantum physics, you will understand what I'm talking about. But let's continue with the cooking.
As the sukuma wiki is getting ready, let's get started. So if you're coming across this channel for the first time, you don't know who I am. My name is Hazari Wandera. This is my channel for talking about spirituality, self-improvement, and philosophy. Okay, so while I'm explaining my background story, I want you to see the concept of numerology at work. Okay, so I was born in a family of 3 kids and 2 parents, and in that family I was the last child, the third born. That is number 3, right? I was the last child and I was the third born. That is number 3. And I was also born on 3rd of December. So it's another number 3, 3rd of December. December is the 12th month. So the 12th month is divisible by 3. And another thing, my mom was a third born, right? So I'm a third born, last born on December 3rd. My mother was also a third born, right? Then the year I did my KCPE exams, I had 333 marks. That is another element of 333. These are not coincidences. This is like a way of the universe trying to communicate something to you. It's trying to show you like your life path number. It's trying to show you that this is your number. And when you are keen on these signs that the universe shows you, then you can actually calculate and know when things are going to unfold in your life. I'm not even done yet. So I've said that I was born on 3rd of December. Being a third born child and the last born. My mother was also a third born, right? And on my KCPE exams, I had 333 marks. And I was also number 3 on my school. So in the school, when we did the KCPE, we had number 1, number 2, number 3. I was number 3 with 333 marks. So this is also another element of numerology. And most recently, there is something which happened that fascinated me so much. So last year, when I was 21 years old, right now I am 22 years old. So last year when I was 21 years old, that was the moment whereby I now decided to fully step into my purpose and do this thing, because I had always felt like there is something within me that I need to express. There is this kind of knowledge that I understand, and I feel it is very, very of great importance that people understand spirituality, that people free themselves and liberate themselves, right? So last year, when I was 21 years old, 21 is like 1 and 2 interchanged. 1 and 2, when you add, equals 3. So 21 is like another 3 for me. That was my breakthrough year. And that was the year that I saw a lot of things unfolding in ways I can't even comprehend. Because it was last year that I stepped out of everything which I was doing that was not really fulfilling my inner self, and I went out and stepped into the unknown. Okay, I stepped out into the unknown. Last year, it's the time that I decided to call off my university education and step out into doing what brings joy into my life. And the funny thing about last year, when you add 2 and 1 is equals to 3, right? It is the year that I met those people who you call destiny helpers, people who push you to become, or people who take you to that next step that you're supposed to take. Okay, so I have come to realize that there is something with 3s, 12, and multiples of 3 in my life.
Have you ever felt like there is much more to life than what meets the eye? Like there is something that you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing, that this mundane life is not really for you? That is the feeling that led me to the rabbit hole.
There is a lot of things we could talk about concerning numerology and how it applies to our life. But I want to introduce you to something that maybe most of you are not aware of. Now, I came to realize that this life that we live is very, very similar, like a game, right? So in this life, we have this human body that you have. So this your human body is like your avatar, is like the character that you play the game of life as, okay? But remember, the character is not the original thing. The original thing is the player. Take for example of, let's use a movie actor example, like Commando. Okay, so in the movie Commando, the guy Commando, who is Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing as Commando. Okay, so Commando is a character, but the player is Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold plays as Commando, but Commando is not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold is Commando, but Commando is not Arnold Schwarzenegger. This shows that you are the player. The player is the spiritual self, but the body is the character. Now the body is the character, and the player of the game is your spirit. So you are a spiritual being having a human experience, not a body that has a spirit. You are a spirit that has a body. So you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are experiencing life as a human being, You are not a human being, you are experiencing life as a human being. This also means that above this experience of life as a human, we have other experiences. Other experiences are below and other experiences are higher. Do not think that the human race is the most evolved or the best species out there. We have other species, we have other experiences, and the reason why we as human beings cannot know or perceive of the existence of these things is because of the way we perceive of reality. So we as human beings, we perceive of reality through our 5 physical senses. So if we can see something, we can touch something, we can smell something, we can taste something, then we say it is real or it exists. But that is an illusion, because our perceptions are limited. The way we perceive of reality is limited. We have more ways or higher ways of perception other than the 5 physical senses. We have intuition, which is very, very important. Intuition is that inner instinct, that inner guide, that inner feeling that you have about things. The intuition can never lie to you. You can feel, don't go to this place. You can really feel a strong emotional feeling that do this. do that, don't do this, don't do that. That is intuition, and that is a higher sense of perception because it arises beyond the physical human body, right? So in this game of life, it is an experience. But now there is a problem that happens. In this game of life, I've introduced what we call the character. I've also introduced what we call the spiritual self. So we have the character, which is the body, and the spiritual self, which is now the player. But now we have what we call the mind. Now the mind is what connects the character and the player. The mind is what allows the player to communicate to the character, to control the character the way the player wants to play the game. But what has happened is, because the mind is so powerful, when the mind is manipulated, the whole experience becomes manipulated. When the mind is manipulated, the player now loses their identity and they start thinking that they are the character. So once the player believes they are the character, they start following the script of the character. They start doing things that the character will do. This is whereby you find people placing themselves in labels. I'm a Christian, I am this, I am that, I am Kenyan, I am black, I am white, I am good, I am bad. Okay? So the moment you start creating this character for yourself that places labels, you say you are this or that, you limit yourself. Why? Because as the player, you are neither this nor that. You simply are. So the correct way of saying or introducing yourself is not I am this or that. I am. I simply am. Because you can't embody everything at the same time. The same way you can be a peasant, you can be rich, you can be successful, you can be all these things. So you are not limited to what the physical boundaries are showing you. The physical reality is just a guide towards your own enlightenment. Okay? So to play this game effectively, you do not need to be filthy rich. You don't need to be so much wealthy. You just need to understand that this is a superficial experience. It is like a dream, okay? It's like a game. And if this game ends, you can simply choose to play another game. And the same way, in an actual game, the way you choose your character, it is the same thing that happens in life. We get to pick our characters before we are born. But then, in order to make the game interesting, or these are just the rules of the game, we have to forget everything. So the journey of life is to try and remember who we are, to go back from where we came. And where did we come from? We came from the source, okay? The source is what we call God. So everyone has that God connection within him. And what has happened is that the mind has become manipulated through social media, through the news, through politics, through religion. All these systems are what we call the matrix. They are systems created by people who are powerful and who understand these laws of the universe. And they have created these systems in a way whereby they manipulate your mind. And once your mind can be manipulated, your perception will be manipulated. And when your perception of reality is manipulated, then your experience of reality is also manipulated. This is why it's very important for you to actually liberate yourself, liberate your mind. Okay, free yourself, escape the matrix. To escape the matrix is to do away with the mental conditioning that you've been given. It's to now consciously decide to pick your own path, to experience life, being in the present moment, right? So as you're starting to play this game, understand that you have three parts to you. We have the mind, we have the spirit, and we have the body. Oops. The water for ugali is ready, so let us prepare ugali.
So this is basically how your typical Luya guy cooks ugali for you. Yeah, in that sector, we never really disappoint. Anyways, as I was saying, the desire to seek a better, or let's say a fulfilled purpose or experience on this realm is what drove me to the rabbit hole. And once I went to the rabbit hole, I was so obsessed with books. I read a lot of books. And first and foremost, to begin with, I read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's a very great book. So if you are beginning your spiritual awakening journey, you're new into this, I'd really advise you go get yourself a copy of The Power of Now. And also we have The Alchemist, is also a very, very good book. So start with The Power of Now and The Alchemist. So as I was on the rabbit hole, I learned a lot of things about how the system works. I came to realize that we have been led astray. Yeah, we have been controlled. Our minds have been controlled. Like I said earlier, yeah, we have the matrix system that wants us to behave in a certain way in order for them to control us, and how we actually experience this reality. If you can control someone's perception, as I said, you can control their reality. So that led me to cut off a lot of ties. I stopped going to church. I stopped following these mind-made beliefs or religions, all the politics system, the social media. All these things are just tools of control. And if you lack awareness, if you lack consciousness, you won't be able to discern how to go about it. So my ugali is ready. Yeah, my ugali is ready. There, I can smell it. Smell very nice. If up until this moment you've not yet subscribed, man, I don't know what you're waiting for. Yeah, and if for those of you who are wondering how I got myself into this situation, stay tuned. This is just the first episode of In the Life of a Mystic. I'll be explaining how is it I got myself into this place, as well as many other stories, learning, teachings, and simply experiencing life with you guys. So you just stay tuned, more is coming up. Yeah, so it's time for the eggs. So this recipe is mainly my brother's. He is a very great guy in the kitchen. Whoever's gonna get married to him is gonna be a lucky woman, man. Either way, this is how I prepared the eggs. Yeah, they are looking so good, so good. So first you have to kinda like cook them like a chapati. Yeah. You see, you make sure that the egg does not break. It stays intact. See? Very demure, very nice. Very nice. Okay.
Delicious. Looks yummy. Let's taste the food. It is ready. Yummy. So guys, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this clip and you've learned more and you'd love to watch these kinds of videos, please make sure you are clicking the subscription button, like this video, and share it to more people. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay awakened.